would you advise looking out of your immediate workforce to generate brilliant ideas for your organization? If you think that's what you have isn't good enough. For instance, bringing experts into a space and you brainstorm around ideas. And that's for established organizations, but in this case, let's also think about startups. You're just a sole entrepreneur thinking about building something worthwhile, something worth pursuing. Would you advise looking for bringing other minds into the space to help you think through that process? Because we always have these thoughts around you alone.
Yes.
It's my idea. You understand? So what do you think about that?
When it comes to the creating, because even in creating, there has to be a thinking on how to actually achieve the idea itself. If you want, you can use this method actually, which is why, then how, and then what.
Okay.
So the why, this is where the main idea actually exists, which is started from you actually. The how is where you can then leverage on other people to really actually to bring it to reality, which is the creation actually. And then the end product of what that product looks like your box office here and how the office look like, is actually what is going to be, I guess, what people will benefit from. But as far as the how is concerned, yes, it's okay to leverage on others, but the original idea itself comes from the founder.
Well, people buy ideas, right? I know a lot of environments where once you have an idea, you go register it, like you patent your ideas and all of that. So in that case, would you think that some ideas are just built to succeed? Because for someone to have an idea and also patent it, it means that this idea is golden. It means that if it has the right environment, right incubation, it would flourish. So I'm just trying to have that challenge on the why of the idea being from the founder. I mean, I could just buy an idea that is ready if I have the money.
Yes, but you mean for example, I see what you mean. Like people that are investors actually buy into ideas, but still somebody has to implement the idea. So it could be just like I gave the example of Dragon's Den, or where you come and pitch your ideas for investment, and the investment is coming from somebody who buys into the idea. You get what I mean? But there is somebody that originated the idea. So it's important that that person, that originator,
it's part of the person.
Yes, it's part of the person. It has to come from one person first. It may be that you've thought, and I've seen this also, it may be that you've thought of an idea and then while doing your research, you realize that somebody already has that idea. But the implementation, the how, is what will make it different from another person who has the same idea as yours. So that's why I said it's important that the founder, the owner, actually is the originator of the idea. Even if somebody will buy into the idea as far as an investment is concerned, it still has to be you that will lead wherever the human resource, the recruitment, the staff that you're going to hire to actually implement the idea, which is the how. And then the end product is what people will buy, whether it's products or services.
All right. Since you're into music or entertainment, you were. So my next question is tied to that. For those who follow the Nigerian music space, sometimes you have musicians going into the studio to sing songs that are selling. Not necessarily original songs, but there are some kinds of beats that, once it gets into the market or into the space, it sells fast. Bringing that home to businesses now, would you advise us to think around ideas that are selling? For instance, you have fintechs. A lot of investments are going into fintech these days. Someone will want to think that, okay, perhaps this is what the world is looking at. This is what the focus is on. Let me think around. That's where the money is. Let me think around a fintech idea. And what's your thought about that? Should we just be original, irrespective, or we should also be thinking about the market? What is acceptable? No.
This is what I said. There are entrepreneurs and there are businessmen.
Okay.
The person that is a businessman, yes, he will think that way. That okay, because this is making money, then that is what I should go into. The entrepreneur, he has something that is really sort of tied to him, tied to his belief, and it means he's doing that business idea, or he's pursuing that business idea, not for because he's selling, but only because it's something that is tied to him as a person.
But money is also very important.
Yeah, money is important as a tool.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
But this is where money is your material self.
Yeah.
You know? But it's important that, as I said, it meets all the other aspects of your life. You know? This is also something that would actually separate somebody that would really be successful in the long term, as opposed to somebody that would be successful in the short term. If you go into something because it's what is selling, or it's what people are buying, or it's what's making money, when the hard times come, and trust me, it will come, the rough times will come, you'll just give up on it and move to the next thing. So that's why I say you are just a businessman. You're just looking for where the money is. You're not an entrepreneur. Yeah. So that's why I say it's also important. Even right when we're going to entrepreneurship, we know that what we're doing is entrepreneurship and not really business. Business, like being a businessman. You know, you could say that potentially now there's insecurity, for instance, in the country, and so you won't think it will be selling arms now for self-defense will be a good business idea. But yeah, but it may be true, but you're thinking only as a businessman. You're not thinking as an entrepreneur. You're not actually thinking of actually creating value, or that it's something that is tied to your beliefs and your core self. You know, so I would say my answer is more of, as much as possible, be entrepreneurs than being businessmen, actually. So
maybe both.
Yes, maybe both. Within entrepreneurship, there is business, but it's not solely for the sake of money. We need money as a tool to actually make that idea of yours crystallize. But money is not the end goal. It's the impact that is the end goal when you're in entrepreneurship. But the impact has to be for yourself, for your own materials also, but also for the needs of others. You know. So,
all right.
Yeah.